rats, giant bats, giant cats, little giant bats, and of course giant badgers. Normal-sized rats, normal-sized bats, normal-sized cats on normal-sized mats, and of course miniature badgers. Giant rats, giant bats, giant cats, little giant bats, and of course giant badgers. Normal-sized rats, normal-sized bats, normal-sized cats on normal-sized mats, and of course miniature badgers. Giant rats, giant bats, giant cats, little giant bats, and of course giant badgers. Normal-sized rats, normal-sized bats, normal-sized cats on normal-sized mats, and of course miniature badgers. Giant rats, giant bats, giant cats, little giant bats, and of course giant badgers. Big cows. Big cows. Big cows. Big cows. Big cows.
Remember, if you should receive a visit from a child dressed in the deep shadows of the yawning abyss, whose feet are aloft of the earth and their arms appear both too long and too short,
Do not, under any circumstances, offer them a toffeed apple or milk of the big cow.
Big cows.
Big cow.
Big cows.
Big cow.
Big cows.
Big
Big cows.
Big cow.
Big cows.
Big cow.
Big cows.
Big cow.
Greetings, welcome to the stream. We have been blessed. We have been blessed by executive producer Poppy the cat. She decided to hop up on my office chair right as stream was starting. So I thought we would be graced with Poppy Cam for the beginning. Hi, you doing okay? You doing okay? She does not want attention. We are graced with Lady Poppington. But welcome everybody. Welcome. You get a little boop to say thank you for gracing with the presence. Greetings everybody. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone is doing okay. I hope everyone is doing well. It's going to be another chill one tonight. The studio lighting is a mess, and that's because the studio is a mess for reasons that I will explain very shortly. Basically, just a lot of stuff has happened today. A lot of stuff has happened in the last 24 hours in the studio. And it's all good stuff. It's all good things. It's just a lot, and there's just a lot of stuff that just means that the studio is very messy today. Yeah, so that's why the lighting's a bit weird. But it also means that today is probably going to be a bit more of a kind of chilled sort of affair, just while we get stuff finished. But I'm just adjusting something. There we go. Delightful. Okay, but yeah, give me another fun one. So, hello, Sassy. Good to see you. Hello, Metasweet Magic. What is this song? It's so silly. So, all the music from the opening today was from Chill Beats to Build Profitable Dungeons 2. So it was the Dungeon Economic Model lo-fi EP that we made. That's up on Bandcamp. Basically, because I think there's some placeholder music in the piece that we're going to be working on that is from Dungeon Economic Model, and that just put me in the headspace for it. So that's why you got. So the track is a 2-part track called, and of course, Miniature Badges, and the second one was from the actual show soundtrack called The Ruffian Swing, and the final one was, of course, Big Cow, which is possibly one of my favorites. Hello, Sazaraz, as well. Hello, welcome in. It looks like it's going to be a quiet one tonight, so good. I'm also having a snow day, so that means I'm working from home today. Fantastic. Good. I'm glad to hear that you're working from home. I hope you're not too cold and that it's like the right amount of snow where it's like it's enough to kind of snow you in, but not enough to like cause you concern. Yeah. So it's going to be kind of a fairly low key thing today. We're going to be going back to the audio piece that we were recording with Tobias last week. We're going to be hopefully getting that finished today. And then basically what we need to do is we need to go through what's already here, figure out what we want to keep and what we want to change. And then also we've got a lot of, we have a lot of these little pieces, individual little pieces, and I kind of want to kind of find a way to kind of link them all together and kind of find some through lines and threads and things and find things to talk about. I do want to try and include all of them. But I think we need a little bit of narration just so that we're not. Tobias says you must keep the fire. Oh no, I'm going to keep all of them. Absolutely, 100% going to keep all of them. But it's more just finding a way to link them all together, to to tie them together in a really nice kind of cool, chill little way. My sister sent videos of her doggers in their sweaters walking in the snow. Ah, delightful. So far it's just a light covering and slush on the roads, which will be ice tomorrow. My goodness. Yes, absolutely. I agree with Sazaraz. Hopefully work from home tomorrow too. Meanwhile, in the UK, we're supposed to be hotter than Greece. What is weather on this tiny, weird little island? Yeah. Very, very weird. Very, very strange. This place is mad. It is! It is! Absolutely. Absolutely. Doesn't feel like it. I'm under a heated blanket. Yes, it is also very cold up in Scotland as well. Like, since last week when we were recording, it's just been very cold. Like, and I don't know if it just means that, like, there's more estrogen in my blood system. But I've been feeling the cold a lot more. You know, the house has been sitting at a comfortable 20 degrees, which is what it is when, you know, like maximum heat. And yet somehow I've been cold. So, don't know what that is. It's not just been me, thankfully, but yeah, very strange. Very, 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 very strange. Like we had the peak of spring and then the daffodils in supermarkets, but outside it's been like 2 degrees all day. Yeah, January, February is weird. Like I feel like with March it starts to kind of get more sort of like spring. But yeah, January, February, awful months, worst months, awful months. Glad they'll be over soon. Right, yes. So I thought we could put the music that we worked on Monday into the piece we're working on today, so it kind of all ties together. I went back and first of all recharged the high chord, so recharged it, and then went and added the arpeggios that we were playing about with at the end of the stream. So I'll play the track because now you've got little arpeggios, which I think will be rather fun. So this is what it sounds like. This is what it ended up sounding like in the end after I kind of mixed it and stuff. Goodness, Sassy, thank you very much. 10 months. My goodness. Thank you for the 9 months. Subscribe for 10 months. 10 months to be a listener. My goodness. Delightful. Thank you. The arpeggios coming in. just added an extra like nice little layer. They sound like stars, like fireflies. Yeah, it's like I really like the arpeggios on the high chord. I kind of wish you had more control over them, because right now all you can control is the rhythm, and the tempo. You can't really change like the order or which specific notes go in there, which is a shame. But they still sound like all I did was send that through reverb. I didn't add anything else. Yeah, it's nice. Like, I went into the stream on Monday thinking, we'll make the kind of main little chord sequence with the high chord. I didn't think we'd get anything else out of it, so I'm really happy we ended up using it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks. 5 tracks out of how many? 5 tracks out of 15. That's not bad, considering it's a synthesizer that just plays chords. Not bad. Like, and also it's this big. Incredible, mighty little box. I love it. I love it very much. Can't wait. Like, the problem is I'm not really working on it. Like, so here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing. So, I have noticed that a lot of my audio drama work is moving towards folk horror, right? Like more sort of that folk sort of area. That's not naturally where I sit with music, And I'm very much just like, I don't know when I'm going to get to use this on a project, but guess that just means I got to write something, doesn't it? Folk horror is a very good descriptor. Somebody very recently, when talking to me and Ross, referred to us as the A24 of audio drama podcasters, and both Ross and I looked at each other and went, ooh, yes, that's what we're putting on the funding applications. So that seems to be where we're going, because this new project that we were recording last week, that's folk horror, and we've got a couple of other projects that we want to make that are kind of similar. We do seem to be moving in that direction. Like, I don't know, I feel like, again, it's not normally where I sit. It's fun. It's a really fun, like, meaty thing to sink your teeth into. But in terms of, like, if you get me to just, do my own thing, I'm not, I make this stuff. I make cozy video game music. Maybe I should start making more sort of folksy music. So maybe give that a go. Maybe give that a go in future music streams, starting on the guitar rather than the synthesizers. Speaking of pieces of kit. Speaking of pieces of kit, brother of Anubis, welcome. Bedwell, good evening. Thank you so much for the 3 months. That's incredibly kind of you. Nice way to spend the evening now I've finished some script writing. Congratulations. Well done. I look forward to hearing it. You are both just in time. So we were just talking about audio drama, talking about music, and talking about how, the music that I'm making for projects seem to be moving away from like electronic-y, synthy music and more towards like folk horror sort of music, right? Which I really like. But I should maybe start kind of actively practicing that a little bit more outside of things, rather than trying to make music for Sonic the Hedgehog. Not that that's bad. But so I was at my partner, Sarah. I was at her parents' house about a couple of weeks ago, and the thing you've got to know about them, right, is that they have a really big attic. Okay. So occasionally they just find stuff up there, and most of the time it's really cool stuff. At one point they found an electric guitar. They don't remember how it got there, but they have an electric guitar, and now I have an electric guitar. And so I was around at my partner's parents' house, and Sarah's mum turns to me and goes, "Do you have any use for like a reel-to-reel tape machine?" And I yes, God, yes. Yeah, I want one of those. I've always wanted one of those. Hell yes. And I basically just started yelling Delia Derbyshire at them, and they had no idea what I was talking about. And Yes, I think I can. I think I can find some use for that. And I love how that's just something they have. Well, here's the thing. Turns out they didn't have one. They had two. I went over to their house. Luckily, I took the car. I drove over by myself. Which this particular venue understands how difficult that was for me. They sort of said, well, we said one. We actually have two. One of them doesn't work, but we don't know which one. So the reason why the lighting is slightly different than normal is because I have multiple tape machines strewn across my floor, and I would show you. However, I climbed into this chair not wearing any socks, so you're not seeing the office floor tonight. But what I can show you is if I good tape to you. Hello, welcome. So if I jump onto here and then I move this. Move it up. Oh no, hang on, that's the no feet, only tape. Oh yes, this is not that kind of channel. So yes, so okay, that's a bit more zoomed in than I like. But yeah, I now have oh, that's the wrong way. I now have a tape machine. Look at her, isn't she beautiful? This is an Akai. Let me focus that for you. Zoom, there it is. Oh, that's going to make such good noise. So first of all, it has machine noise. Let me turn it on for you. I don't know if you can hear that. In fact, and you know what? Actually, I've got a better idea. Because so here's the other thing, right? It also came with these delightful little microphones. Look at this! Look at this delightful tiny little microphone. Look at that! It came with two of these. I have a stereo pair of tiny microphones from the 70s. I'm so happy. Let me plug it in. I'll just turn it up so you can hear it. There we go. Okay, you should be able to hear that. Yeah. They look like little mics from a karaoke bar. Yeah, just me singing Baka Me Tai in just with this tiny microphone. Hang on, let me Japanese karaoke bar in the 70s. Yeah, it's just literally the Yakuza minigame. Okay, hang on. Let me put this so you can just hear this microphone. Yeah, let me turn the gain down on that. It's a bit loud. And then if I mute this. So this is what this microphone sounds like. It's this tiny. Well, I feel like I'm presenting like a talk show in the 70s. It's so tiny. It's such a dinky little microphone. Amber singing Amber? No. But here's the thing. I can also point it. It does feel a little bit Monty Python, doesn't it? But yeah, but also if I point it towards this, you should be able to hear the machine noise a little bit. If I hop over to this screen here. But also, so first of all, it makes a really fun noise when you turn it on. Turn this down. So this tape already has some stuff on it, right? Oh, damn. Oh no, I unfurled it by accident. Okay. Let me quickly pop this back in. So this took me a while learning how to stick all this stuff in. Just take this off. So this is a big part of the tape making process. So it goes under, over, and then under there. Yeah. So here's the thing about this delightful tape machine. It came with music. It came with a tape. It came with some reels that were just provided. Sarah's parents were like, "We don't know what's on them. Please, can you digitize what's on them, and then you can use the tapes for whatever you like." So I thought, right, okay, cool. So I started listening. Let me turn these up for you, so you should be able to hear it. It says that's coming through. Why am I not hearing it? Oh, there we go. Yeah. It's coming through. Why is that coming through so quiet all of a sudden? It's very quiet. Very weird. It sounds like the start of a UK-based Fallout game. Yeah, so because it's stereo, it's playing two things at once, which is kind of delightful. Let me just test something here. Because it says it's coming through... Ah, that would be why. So, one side of it is dirty sailor songs. Yeah, so it's just delightful. So, and then on the other side of it, you've got some absolutely filthy sailor songs.
Aboard the good ship Venus, you really should have seen us. With a figurehead, a whore in bed, and a mast with a phallic genus.
15 of the filthiest sailor songs you've ever heard in your life.
The captain of the lugger was known as a filthy bugger, declared unfit to shovel grit from one ship to another. Aboard the...
And then it's a sailor song. Yeah, it's some of the just filthiest songs you've ever seen. Finest rugby song. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Okay. Oh no, I'll rewind it. Hang on. Just lots of very delightful, fun noises. But yeah, so the other one is on the floor and it doesn't work. The reason I know it doesn't work is that when I went to sort of take the tapes off, the tops of the tape holders disintegrated, like as I touched them. And then I managed to get the things moving, but nothing was spinning and there was no noise coming out of it. So it's a shame because the reels on it are massive. But yeah, it doesn't work, sadly. It doesn't seem to be working. But yeah, so expect some noises coming from this at some point. This reminds me of when my friend August bought a ton of random tapes on eBay, and it was mostly stuff taped off the radio in the 80s. But there was one conversation between old lady and son who, after listening to, for a while, looking up the eBay listening, we refer to as Cramlington Nana. A working tape and a project. Yeah, well, so I digitized everything on this tape. My mum was talking about how my granddad, who died when I was very young, had a bunch of these reel-to-reel tapes that he recorded that my uncle has. And she's kind of interested in getting those digitized. And I kind of offered to do those as well. Apparently, there's one tape of my granddad talking for about 10 minutes about fungi. So I'm like, right, okay, so that's where I get it from. Okay, cool. So yeah, so I'm interested in seeing what we can do with this. I mean, so when I was when I was a musician and I was going into studios, what a lot of what studio engineers tend to do was that they would record something and then on the computer, and then they'd run it through a tape machine, and then they'd record it back to get that to get the kind of warm there's a word I'm looking for, the kind of warmth and sort of texture from the tape, so to get the kind of texture. I tried not to say it, but I can't help myself. So it's good. It's a texture machine we got here. We have a texture machine. I think my headphones might not be working. I think because there's let me just quickly test this. Oh, hang on. Okay, there we go. Sorry, my headphones were being super weird there. Like I couldn't hear what was coming through. So I apologize if the audio from the tape machine was real bad. It was my headphones being screwy. Okay, shall we do some work? We should do some things. So we have, so the plan tonight is we have about 14 little scenes to make. I still need to make a texture emote. I still need to do that. Amber's mentioned texture. Oh yes, sorry, that was another thing. Somebody asked about adding a now playing thing on the starting soon thing. I used to have a plugin that supported that kind of did that, and now playing through VLC, but also through Spotify. So I could have stuff on VLC, and then it would show up. But they've gotten rid of that functionality now. It only supports Spotify, which is bad. So if I find one, I'll put one up. But for the time being, no is the short answer. Okay, so Tin Can Audio, creator of award-winning audio dramas and tape collector. But so I had to submit a bio for a thing for a thing today, and I kind of put at the end like they spend most of their time surrounded by computers, synthesizers, and old tape machines to keep them warm, which is like I am surrounded right now. Like tape machine is here, synthesizers are here, computers in front of me. Got a nice little bridge forming, I think. Anyway, right. Let's jump in. So our Amber's in their happy place. This is very much my happy place. So what we're I just realized I was supposed to re-record lines today. I also forgot that I had lines to record. But what we're going to be doing today is basically we're going to be going through what we already have, figuring out kind of what it is we want to do and what we want to kind of... can you add a screen record source and just source the playing image? Maybe that might be the way to do it. That might be more trouble than it's worth on Twitch. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Like there'll be a plugin. There'll be some boffin somewhere will have made a plugin and I've not found it yet. Like there'll be somewhere. Like that's basically what happened with getting Reaper through here. I had a very complicated setup before, but now it's super easy. And it's just a case of finding the right plugin. So there'll be something. I just need to think about it. But anyway, what we're looking for today is we're going to go through what we've recorded. This first bit, we're looking at like any bits that don't work, like any things that disrupt the flow, anything that just sounds off. We do need to replace the music, which we'll get around to. And then it's finding a way to thread all of the pieces that we made together. And kind of doing a little bit of scripting and writing and voice recording, and then doing it that way. So let's have a listen. This one's gonna be very short. I think it's gonna be about 10 minutes or so.
In the world of film and visual media, there is a phenomenon known as the Kuleshov Effect, which explores the effect that arises from how two pieces of film interact with each other when they are edited together. You see an establishing shot of a city, then a person walking down a street. You automatically make the connection that this person is in this city. My introduction to this idea was in high school when an over-enthusiastic English teacher decided to teach us about film instead of, having us discuss Macbeth again. He wheeled the television into the classroom and showed us an interview with Alfred Hitchcock, explaining this idea.
Now we have a close-up. Let me show what he sees. Let's assume he saw a woman holding a baby in her arms. Now we cut back to his reaction to what he sees. And he smiles.
He smiles.
Now what is he as a character? He's a kindly man. He's sympathetic. Now, let's take the middle piece of film away, the woman with the child, but leave his two pieces of film as they were. Now we'll put in a piece of film of a girl in a bikini. He looks, girl in a bikini,
Here it comes.
he smiles. What is he now? The dirty old man.
Dirty old man.
He's no longer the benign gentleman who loves babies. That's what film can do for you.
I didn't have a name for it yet, but I understood the idea, though I maybe could have done without Hitchcock's particular, Hitchcockiness.
The dirty old man.
There's an interesting discussion to be had about where this idea intersects with multiple generations growing up with cinema.
I know it's not funny, but it makes me laugh.
And that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about sound design.
I want to say at this point that this is something I've been thinking about and haven't been able to find any writing on. I am in no way saying this is a thing I've, discovered or invented or whatever. It's just a way I think about sound design that I think is interesting and I think could be kind of fun to share with people.
Something of a small obsession of mine is trying to figure out the precise point at which a collection of sounds and voices becomes a scene in audio. At what point does, say, a couple of sounds and a voice, at what point does the brain start to mash all these things together, blend them together to make a scene, to make an image? And a realization I've had is that you can also apply the Kuleshov effect to sound design and audio storytelling. And I thought it would be a fun experiment to try and demonstrate this idea.
For this experiment, for those following along at home, we're going to need a voice actor. And for this experiment tonight, I've managed to secure Vincent Price,
Hello, I'm Vincent Price.
voiced by Tobias Weatherburn.
Hello, I am Vincent Price.
So, I've asked Vincent, to record a single line, and then we're going to take that single line and use it to make as many micro audio stories as we can using just sound design. I want to re-record my lines here. Are you ready for the line? Take it away.
Excuse me.
It's also, we can space this out a bit. Thank you very much, Tobias. I'm sorry it's so short.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm obviously still charging you for the full day rate. Amber? No, please! I was in Space Marine.
Well, now I've got that out of the way, let's start with the obvious one. Okay, so I want to re-record all this bit because I was having fun. I had a really good time. I had a really fun time with Tobias, but I was way too giggly and way too tired to be like doing good narration. So I'll be re-recording that, and then let's have a listen to the things that we made. So this is the first one.
Excuse me.
Nice and easy. Then we have Vincent, get your gun.
Excuse me.
And then we have Vincent Price stabs you.
Excuse me.
Also, the giggly, I think, is an extra layer of funny too. Why we recorded it was so good. There's bits of it that I think the setup, like all of Tobias's bits, brilliant. All of Tobias, and then this bit here with the. Thank you very much, Tobias. So I'm sorry it's so short.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm obviously still charging you for the full day rate.
This bit, great, fantastic, and also the giggle here.
Hello, I am Vincent Price.
That bit's fine. I'm definitely keeping that bit in because I think that's funny. I just think that in this bit, this bit here. For this experiment, for those following along at home, we're going to need a voice actor. It's a bit too performed. It's a bit too elevated. I don't know. I'm happy to leave it as placeholder for now, but I'm like, Vincent Price.
Hello, I'm Vincent Price.
It might just be a case of retiming it. Also, we're going to add different music in as well, so we'll just be able to. I've managed to secure Vincent Price.
Hello, I'm Vincent Price.
Voiced by Tobias Weatherburn.
Hello.
I've managed to secure Vincent Price.
Hello, I'm Vincent Price.
Voiced by Tobias Weatherburn.
Hello, I am Vincent Price.
So, I've asked Vincent, to record a single... to record a single line, and then we're going to take that single line and use it to make as many micro audio stories as we can using just sound design. I wonder if that's what I want to do. I want to re-record this bit. Are we ready? Are we ready for the line? Take it away. I think there's a better way of recording that. That feels like I'm trying to be funny when it's not.
Excuse me.
This bit's funny. I like this. I'm keeping this. Thank you very much, Tobias. So I'm sorry it's so short.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm obviously still charging you for the full day rate.
This bit I think is funny.
Amber? No, please! I was in Space Marine.
I'm going to get rid of the second time. I don't think it works the second time. Well, now I've got that out of the way, let's start with the obvious one.
Excuse me.
Yep, okay, so fart, Vincent Price stabs you, Vincent Price walks away.
Excuse me.
Gotta go Vincent.
Excuse me.
No fart. Hi, Andrew Capos. Well, we did the fart one again, but we can...
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Blank amber stares, they slowly close the door on Tobias. That's very much what I was going for. It's just this idea of slowly closing it. I closed my office door because I had a meeting and Tobias stood there saying I was in Space Marine. Make the fart longer. No, the fart is there, is the perfect length. It's so quick, it's the perfect length. Is that an Ovani magic sound? No, it's from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. All these sounds, however, of Vincent Price falling down the stairs. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Those were all Avani sounds. Oh, so hello, Time to Sonic. Thank you. What's Avani? Avani makes sound effects. So do you need the sound of Vincent Price falling down the stairs?
Excuse me.
Then all of those sounds and all the sounds that you heard there, other than the delightful Tobias Weatherburn, all came from a company called Avani Sounds that make sound effects pack. They also make music. They also make background music. If you're not a musician and you need music for your production, you can get some from there. And if you where's the thing? If you use the code Amber Devereaux at checkout, you get 30% off, and you also support me making stuff, so I can make more stuff like this.
Excuse me.
Through buying stuff from Avani Sounds, you can support the creation of such works of art as
Excuse me.
and
Excuse me.
and many, 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 many more. AvaniSounds.com, 30% off at checkout. Amber Devereaux at checkout to get 30% off. It's a steal! They're practically giving them away. I don't know when I don't know when to stop this. I don't know how to conclude this bit. Okay? I'm just going to keep saying stuff. Go buy the sounds. They're good. They're really good. I use them a lot for Camlin. I use them a lot for this, I guess. I'm going to be using them a lot on the next thing I make, which I can't talk about yet. I use them a lot on This Is History, which is the thing I can talk about. This Is History with Dan Jones, a historian who wears a t-shirt that's too small for him. I also already bought the sounds. They are very good. They are very good. So we have an alternate version of Vincent Price falling down the stairs, and it's called Vincent Falls Down the Stairs 2, which is, we sort of had it, the excuse me at the beginning. So it sounds like Vincent Price says, excuse me, and then throws himself down the stairs.
Excuse me.
So yeah, different versions. Maybe we need an Ovani redeem. I'll just record myself saying 30% off at checkout or something like that, and you can just play that, and then I don't need to do this bit anymore. I love how he just shakes his coattails at the end. I sort of have it as gets up and then kind of just pats himself down. A jelly bean break. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. I do love the bit. I do love it. It just goes on for a very long time. What? So this one's called Vincent Price Wants His Egg. I don't remember this one.
Excuse me.
Oh. You're in control of the bit length. Am I? Increasingly, I feel like I'm not in control of my stream here at twitch.com. Twitch.tv/TinCanAudio. I keep adding things to basically make my experience on Twitch not unlike that of a giant human-sized Tamagotchi. You can make me eat things. You can make me drink things. I am never as hydrated as I am when I'm on twitch.tv/TinCanAudio. You are a Tamagotchi. Hydro, thank you. I've realised I've left my bottle over here on the desk. And a posture check, thank you. My posture's been quite good recently. Isn't a human-sized Tamagotchi just a Digimon? I feel like that's a theological question. Ambagotchi. Tambagotchi? Ooh, that's closer than I'd like it to be. This is my favourite game, Amber the Tamagotchi, on Mondays and Wednesdays. Okay. Thank you for the posture check, Murder Sweet Magic. And Lou, thank you for the Hydrate. Okay, we have dramatic Vincent.
Excuse me.
What does the case look like for the Ambagotchi? I think it maybe looks something like this. We don't have a dance our puppet button yet. I would argue the Bakamitai button is as close as you're going to get with that. Really should be Amberchi because it's tamago egg. Yeah. I feel like my days of being called an egg are long behind me. Hopefully, who knows? Oh yeah, Vincent talks to the animals.
Excuse me.
Oh. I'm so happy I put this button in. I love it. Oh, delightful. Thank you, Kiryu. It's genuinely such a wash of like calming emotions. So that's what you do. That's what you do. If ever I'm if I'm ever when the Ovani bit gets too long, just play back every time. I'll reset my brain.
Excuse me.
Right, Vincent wants to come inside.
Excuse me.
Soon I will leave for the EA podcast stream. Oh, there's no problem at all. It's wonderful to see you, as always, Enrich Catpausen. Vincent's attention. Where's Mecha Moira when you need it? I suspect she'll probably find out one way or another. It's egg? I just... Are you just calling me egg now? Is that what this is? What is going on? Why are people just saying egg in the chat? I don't understand. I don't know why it's funny, but it is.
Excuse me.
We did have Makimura did make Alfred Hitchcock as Dr. Robotnik, as Eggman. So it's like, what is he now? A dirty old Eggman.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Egg. Delicious egg. And then Vincent Price shaving.
Excuse me.
Okay, so we need to tie these together. So in fact, let's go back and let's fix this. Are we ready? Are we ready for the line? Right, let's put the music. Let's change the music. Vincent Price Sonic was amazing. I think that's probably going to be the last one. Moira also made Vincent Price Sonic. Hang on, let me get that up. Where was it? Where did she put it? No, that's dirty old Eggman. That's not. Oh no, it's in this one, isn't it? Oh no, where's it gone? I seem to have lost it. That was a horrifying image. No, that's. Was it chaotic? Is it in the main one? Yes, there it is. There it is. Let me show you this. This is rather delightful. We need an art channel. We do need an art channel. Yeah, so that's Mecha Moira's Vincent Price's Sonic the Hedgehog. Horrifying stuff. Is that right? Yeah, there you go. Okay. So we are going to do gotta go egg. Dirty old Eggman. Are we ready? Are we ready for the line? Okay. The music, that's what we're doing. So first of all, we're going to need to export this. Why's that not working? Oh, I was playing video games earlier. That's why that's not working. There we go. It also vaguely resembles Andrew Ryan. Oh no, I already did that. High chord demo. High chord. Oh, it's in stream music. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. Welcome to File Organization with Amber. There it is. That's what I wanted. Right. For this experiment, for those following along at home, we're going to need a voice actor. And for this experiment tonight, I've managed to secure Vincent Price.
Hello, I'm Vincent Price.
Voiced by Tobias Weatherburn.
Hello. I am Vincent Price.
Tobias Weatherburn.
Hello, I am Vincent Price.
So, I've asked Tobias, Vincent, to record a single line, and then we're going to take that single line and use it to make as many micro audio stories as we can using just sound design. Are we ready? Are we ready for the line? Take it away. Okay. Need a voice actor. And for this experiment tonight, I've managed to secure Vincent Price.
Hello, I'm Vincent Price.
Voiced by Tobias Weatherburn.
Hello, I am Vincent Price.
So, I've asked Vincent, to record a single line, and then we're going to take that single line and use it to make as many micro audio stories as we can using just sound design. Then we're going to zoom that out. Those stories as we can using just sound design. Okay. Take it away, Tobias. That's the wrong microphone. Take it away, Tobias. Just sound design. Take it away, Tobias. See, that's slightly less like just pantomime. Take it away, Tobias. Wait, Tobias.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna leave that a little bit longer.
Excuse me.
Thank you very much, Tobias. I'm sorry it's so short.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm obviously still charging you for the full day rate. Amber? No, please! I was in Space Marine.
Well, now I've got that out of the way, let's start with the obvious one.
Excuse me.
Okay. Gonna re-record that as we start linking all these together. So let's just jump in and see what we come up with. Right. Well, now that that's out of the way, let's get started. Right, well, now that that's out of the way, let's get started. Right, well, now that that's out of the way, let's get started. And then we can bring music back in. And then, what's be? So I spent an evening with... So with the help of my Twitch viewers, I spent an evening coming up with as many different micro scenes using that one tiny clip as we could. Here's what we came up with. So with the help of my... Let's get started. So with the help of my Twitch viewers, then we can bring the music back in. Evening coming up with as many different micro scenes. Let's get started. That one tiny clip as we could. Here's what... Started. So with the help of my... Started. So with the help of my Twitch viewers... Started. So with the help of my Twitch viewers, I spent an evening coming up with as many different micro scenes using that one tiny clip as we could. Here's what we came up with. As we could. I quite like this as background. This music is working really nicely as a background thing. I quite like it. One tiny clip as we could. We came up with 14 different mini scenes featuring Vincent Price. Some of them were really obvious, and some of them less so. Okay, so this is kind of this is us. This is the rhythm we're sinking into as we could. We came up with 14 different mini scenes featuring Vincent Price. Some of them were featuring Vincent Price. Some of them were really obvious. And then we can bring in... Oops. Can I move this without... Oh, I can! Yes, yes, it's yes! Yes, oh yes, oh yes. Excuse me. Can I move you under here? Really obvious.
Excuse me.
And some of them less so. Really obvious.
Excuse me.
And some of them less so. So here's a question. Do we want to put like a little take beep at the beginning and end of each one? Kind of like what you do with a blooper reel. So where's the...
No.
Really obvious. It's just a funny sound, okay? It's just a funny noise. Really obvious.
Excuse me.
And so yeah, there we go. There we go. That's good. I like that. Really obvious.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
And some of them less so. Right, what do we put next?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
I want to put that one at the end.
Me.
Hang on.
Excuse me.
I think it's that one. I think it might be that one. So all the indoor noises together. I kind of want to put... So, yes, I quite like that. So basically I want to... I like the idea of having... Because, hang on, what's this one? Because that's the...
Excuse me.
That's the one in the club. And then that's one...
Excuse me.
That's one where we can talk about adding a bit of music to add a bit more pace to it.
Excuse me.
Yeah, no, I think let's go with this one first.
Excuse me.
And some of them less so. less so.
Excuse me.
The beeping is nice. I like it. Obvious.
Excuse me.
And some of them less so.
Excuse me.
Okay. Were really obvious.
Excuse me.
And some of them less so. Yeah, okay, that needs to be a bit slower because that's a bit quick. The obvious.
Excuse me.
And some of them less so.
Excuse me.
Vincent falls down the stairs, goes to the club, meets someone he loves, shoots the competition, gets all dramatic, goes home and cooks an egg, shaves, falls up the stairs and morphs into Sonic. It's quite the yarn. Only saying the phrase "excuse me" like a Pokemon. I love the journey for Vincent. A lighthouse fart. Okay, let's do a little bit of chatter here. What do I want to say? We try. You know, let's just vamp. Let's just vamp until we get it right. That's an efficient way of making stuff, right? No, it's not. Okay. My personal rule was that I wanted to try and keep it to as few sound effects as possible. So we tried to keep things around about 3 different sound effects, which produced some interesting results. Then we can bring the weapons ones. Some interesting results. Vincent's day out. Some interesting results. Then we can bring in this one. Some interesting results.
Excuse me. It's me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Let's maybe add a little bit more distance there, just so you've got a bit of time to like absorb them.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Some interesting results.
Excuse me.
No, I got it. I promise they weren't all, violent. And then we can talk about sound can be good for violence. I promise they weren't all, violent. I promise they weren't all... Okay, I can record a better take than that. I promise not all of them were as violent as these ones. So I was running out of time with that one. I promise not all of them were as violent as these ones. Okay, I quite like that. That's funny. These ones. These ones.
Excuse me.
Okay. Sound has always been good for violence. That's the... Sound has always been good for violence. That's the... Okay, I'm going to need to write this bit out because it's a bit more complex. Sound design has a particular history with violence. Eli Roth famously said that when he watched horror films as a child, he would never cover his eyes. He would always cover his ears. You type so fast. I have no explanation for that. Think about snapping carrots for breaking fingers, or twisting frozen celery it's interesting when you put all these sounds together. We transform them into something visceral. And sometimes, well, what's next? Lavaita, good to see you, and Christsuni as well. Hello, welcome. I recorded some new celery recently, also smacking half a cabbage against a wall. Vegetables, generally very good. I remember I made a punch sound with some tofu, with a block of tofu once, because I kept being told if you want a really good punch sound effect, you have to, like hit some meat. But I was vegetarian. I still am vegetarian, and I lived on my own. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy meat and then just to not, have it. I'm not going to buy meat just for sound design and then not eat it. I'll buy tofu. It worked out really well. It's a really good punch sound. It's in the first episode of Middle Below. I still use it for any time I need punches. Okay, I'll have to explain to my neighbor sometime. Okay, let's get this bit recorded. Sound design has a particular history with violence. Eli Roth famously said that when he watched horror films as a child, he would never cover his eyes, he would always cover his ears. I did not give myself enough time to record that, so I'm going to move these over a bit more. Think about snapping carrots for breaking fingers or twisting frozen celery to break someone's neck. It's interesting when you put all these sounds together. It's interesting when you put all these sounds together that we transform them into something visceral. But that can also be used for comedy, like this. And then we can do falling down the stairs. That's celery equals bone crunch. Yeah, celery's always a really, really, really good one. Sound design has a particular history with violence. Eli Roth always cover his ears. Think about snapping carrots for... do I have any carrots? Oh yes, if I've got celery, that's good. Let's throw that in there. Carrots. I'm not sure I have carrots. He would never cover his eyes. He would always cover his ears. Think about snapping carrots for breaking fingers or twisting frozen celery to break someone's neck. Fingers or twisting frozen celery to break someone's neck. It breaks. If only there was a library. No, we've done that bit. No, we've done the Ovani bit already. Where did I get this one from? I don't think this was from Avani. I think this was from a different one. Sting frozen celery to break someone's neck. Right, what other vegetables do I have? Wait, the celery was frozen? Yeah. That's a beer can. It's a wall? Soup, take one. Why did I record soup? You know what? Pepper will do. Don't tell anyone. Ears. Think about snapping carrots for breaking fingers, or twisting frozen celery to break someone's neck. Pasta and sauce for viscera does great too. Yeah, I think that's probably what the soup was for. It might have been for a kind of muddy texture. No, I think because I needed to like have the texture of like pouring mud. Where you get clothes. Where you get clothes? How do you mean? About snapping carrots for breaking fingers, or twisting frozen celery to break someone's neck. It's interesting when you put all these sounds together. It's interesting when you put all these sounds together. It's interesting when you put take one to break someone's neck. It's interesting when you put all these sounds together that we transform them into something. Are you getting clothes? Celery to break someone's neck. It's interesting when you put all these sounds together that we transform them into something visceral. But that can also be used for comedy, like this. That we transform them into something visceral. But that can also be used for comedy, like this. Oh, right, I should probably actually put the thing in there, shouldn't I? Like this. And then we're going to get the beeps. Exactly, writing isn't the same as typing. Like this. This. Vincent falling down the stairs.
Excuse me.
Like this.
Excuse me.
This one was interesting because we realized that we could move where the line came, and that changed the context of the scene while still keeping the sound effects exactly the way they were. Oh, you're on the phone. This one was interesting because we realized that we could move. This one was interesting because we realized that we could move where the line came, and that changed the context of the scene while still keeping the sound effects exactly the way they were. So that goes there. I need beeps. The sound effects exactly the way they were.
Excuse me.
The sound effects exactly the way they were.
Excuse me.
Sorry, this thing. I think that one might be my favorite. There's something very funny about just going, excuse me, and then just throwing yourself down the stairs. Exactly the way they were.
Excuse me.
Right, so I've done these two, so I can delete those. We have...
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
So I kind of want to have these two together.
Excuse me.
Because it's an idea of let's bring in like effects as well as sound design.
Excuse me.
Brother Anubis, thank you for the save check. If you are co-working, now's a good time to make sure you've saved all that delightful progress you've been making for the past hour and a half. It's good work. It's very, very good work. Very important. We don't want to lose it.
Excuse me.
That's right. I feel like there's the context of the scene while still keeping the sound effects exactly the way they were.
Excuse me.
I've always found it really interesting that you can put these disparate sounds together and your brain draws a distinction, draws a story between all of them. It's the Kuleshov Effect, but in audio, right? The emotional information comes from the interaction between the sound effects and the voices. Right? Right? Is that just me? Okay, I may have over-egged that at the end, but I think that's... I've always found it really interesting that you can put these disparate sounds together. Over-egged. And your brain draws a distinction, draws a story between all of them. It's the Kuleshov Effect, but in audio, right? The emotional information comes from the interaction between the sound effects and the voices. Right? Right? Is that just me? Okay, yeah, that's too much egg, not enough boiled. And the voices. Right?
Excuse me.
Okay, no.
Excuse me.
Right, so I think we can... Yeah, I think we do that one next, because that's kind of fun. Right? Excuse me. Gotta go Vincent is going last.
Excuse me.
Even these sort of tiny scenes, your brain is forming images. It's pulling together information. Even these sort of tiny scenes, New headcanon, hard-boiled detectives are all trans. Can I interest you in Three Detectives in a Trench Coat, a podcast where the season finale of which came out on Monday. It's myself, Oliver Morris, and our friend James Curtis talking about Disco Elysium. And we all have very different experiences. Even these sort of tiny scenes, your brain is forming images. It's pulling together information.
Excuse me.
Pulling together information. Their information. I do the bit. Their information.
Excuse me.
Information. Make that a bit longer. Make it a little tiny bit longer.
Excuse me.
I need to finish Disco Elysium at some point. I started playing it on stream and realised it wasn't a streaming sort of game. Well, you see, this is why we made the podcast. This is why we decided to turn our playing experience into a podcast, because initially the idea was we were going to stream it on here. But we kind of realised that one of the great things about Disco Elysium is that, like, everybody has a very unique experience of it. So what we did was we decided each episode goes, we chat for a bit, and then we go off and play Disco Elysium, and then we come back. We each go away and play Disco Elysium separately, and then we come back and we talk about it. We talk about our experiences. So you're getting 3 very different perspectives on the game while listening to it, which sounds like we're going about it in a very professional way, but we're not really. People are like, oh, you make a podcast about Disco Elysium. And I'm like, not really. No, I make a podcast while playing Disco Elysium. I don't think it's quite the same thing. Even these sort of tiny scenes, your brain is forming images. It's pulling together information.
Excuse me.
Right, and then we've got...
Excuse me.
Okay, that goes last. The podcast names make a lot of sense now.
Excuse me. Excuse. Excuse me.
Yeah, let's stick two together. Let's sort of break convention and stick two together.
Excuse me.
And this is still just the same line. This is the same two words that we got Tobias to record. I mean, Vincent Price to record. And we're getting so much mileage out of them. I think that's kind of cool. And we're getting so much mileage out of them. I think that's kind of cool.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah, okay, we'll pop that one last. The podcast. Kind of cool. Cool.
Excuse me.
I think that's kind of cool.
Excuse me.
Okay, we're getting nearly there. Right. And we're getting so much mileage out of them. I think that's kind of cool.
Excuse me.
What was the buyout for Vincent? It was, I believe it was feeding Vincent for an entire week. It was a picture. Oh, yeah. So, thing we discovered last week. There's a place in Glasgow that does gluten-free, vegan pizza crunch. Gluten-free, vegan pizza crunch. Just delightful. If you're ever in Glasgow, go to Mono. You'll get they do a vegan pizza crunch, but you can also get a gluten-free version as well. All of the food in Mono is vegan. They also do a really good toe fish and chips, like the best toe fish and chips I've ever had. It's been too long since I've been in Glasgow. That's generally true. Most people that I speak to, and they're like, "Oh, I really like being in Glasgow." So you should visit it again. It's good. It's good stuff.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
I think that's kind of cool.
Excuse me.
Of course, it's not just sound effects you can use. You can also make even more scenes using... You can make even more scenes by applying effects to the voice line. I was meant to do my driving test in January, but someone was sick, so it was postponed to April. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. A Glasgow visit would cost so much money, though. Admittedly, it is a bit of a trek for I would argue, most people. Of course, there's not just... You can also make... Of course, it's not just sound effects you can use. Of course, it's not just sound effects you can use. You can also make... You can make even more scenes by applying effects to the voice you can use. You can make even more scenes by applying effects to the voice line. Effects to the voice line. Apparently I'm visiting soon.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh no! Oh, it's here. That's what we're wanting.
Me. Excuse me.
What's this one?
Excuse me.
Alt, 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 alt. God, it just got across the Atlantic. Even more so if you add music. Even more so if you add music. Add music. Even more so if you add music.
Excuse me.
Okay, so I think that's all of them other than Gotta Go Vincent. So just need to come up with some sort of conclusion.
Excuse me.
Right, let's think. Let's have a think. The point I'm trying to demonstrate is that sound design is a living... It is a part of the performance of a... Actually, no, that's wrong. Part of the story of an audio scene. It exists between the voices, not underneath them. It should be treated as a living part of any audio production. The Kuleshov effect demonstrates that there is emotional information, that there is emotion in... There's emotion and art in the craft of editing. Editing together images. It is my belief, one that I hope I've managed to communicate, that the same is true for editing together sounds. Thank you for listening. And then we'll end with Gotta Go Vincent. Here is my least favourite of the micro scenes that we made. Yeah, okay. Then we can bring the music back and then we can finish the piece. Sounds good. Right, where's the script? The point I'm trying to demonstrate is that sound design is a part of the story of an audio scene. It exists between the voices, not underneath them. It should be treated as a living part of any audio production. I need to give myself more space, goddammit. Oof. Man, I do go on, don't I? Okay. The point I'm trying to demonstrate is that sound design is a part of the story. What I'm trying to demonstrate is that sound design is a part of the story of an audio scene. It exists between the voices, not underneath them, and that a scene can entirely change depending on how you approach the sound design. It should be treated as a living part of any audio production. The Kuleshov Effect demonstrates that there is emotion. The Kuleshov Effect demonstrates... Oh my god. The Kuleshov Effect demonstrates that there is emotion and art in the craft of editing together images. It is my belief, one that I hope I've managed to communicate, that the same is true for editing together sounds and vocal tape. Thank you for listening. Here is my least favourite of the micro scenes that we made. Okay, there we go. We love the waffle. Chatty amber brackets endearing. Thank you. Fun fact, my niece Liv says cake like Tim Curry. She couldn't understand. Cake? Is that right? Cake? It's like a Kensington accent. It's modelled off sort of that very high-class Kensington accent. Cake? I can't do a Tim Curry accent, so I'm probably not... The point I'm trying to demonstrate... Stop eating my sesame cake. The point I'm trying to demonstrate is that sound design is a part of the story... What I'm trying to demonstrate is that sound design... What I'm trying to demonstrate is that sound design is a part of the story of an audio scene. It exists between the voices, not underneath them, and that a scene can entirely change depending on how you approach the sound design. It should be treated as a living part of any audio production. Just say space. Cake! Just say space a la Red Alert and you're already halfway there. Cake! I don't know how close that is. It's exactly that. Entirely change depending on how you approach the sound design. It should be treated as a living part of any audio production. The Kuleshov Effect demonstrates that there is... Yeah, there we go. Any audio production. The Kuleshov Effect demonstrates that there is emotion and art in the craft of editing together images. It is my belief, one that I hope I've managed to communicate, that the same is true for editing together sounds and vocal tape. Thank you for listening. Here is my least favourite of the micro scenes that we made.
Excuse me.
I know I made it, but at what cost, you know?
Excuse me.
Okay, let's get the music back in. Mini scenes featuring Vincent. You love it. I do and I don't. It's a complicated set of emotions. So I want it to come out. Here is... Thank you for listening. Here... Tape. Vocal tape. Thank you for listening. Here is... Vocal tape. Thank you for listening. Here is my least favourite. What I'm trying to demonstrate is that sound design... What I'm trying to demonstrate is that sound design is a part of the story of an audio scene. It exists between the voices, not underneath them, and that a scene can entirely change depending on how you approach the sound design. It should be treated as a living part of any audio production. The Kuleshov Effect demonstrates that there is emotion and art in the craft of editing together images. It is my belief, one that I hope I've managed to communicate, that the same is true for editing together sounds and vocal tape. thank you for listening. Here is my least favourite of the micro scenes that we made.
Excuse me.
It's just silly. It's just really silly. Okay, and I think that's us done. I think it might be done. Let's listen from the beginning, and then see if there's any way we can improve. Anything else we can do. Just in time. Hi, Ollie. How you doing?
In the world of film and visual media, there is a phenomenon known as the Kuleshov Effect, which explores the effect that arises from how two pieces of film interact with each other when they are edited together. You see an establishing shot of a city, then a person walking down a street. You automatically make the connection that this person is in this city. My introduction to this idea was in high school, when an over-enthusiastic English teacher decided to teach us about film, instead of, having us discuss Macbeth again. He wheeled the television into the classroom and showed us an interview with Alfred Hitchcock, explaining this idea.
Now we have a close-up. Let me show what he sees. Let's assume he saw a woman holding a baby in her arms. Now we cut back to his reaction to what he sees. And he smiles. Now what is he as a character? He's a kindly man. Pathetic. Now, let's take the middle piece of film away, the woman with the child, but leave his two pieces of film as they were. Now we'll put in a piece of film of a girl in a bikini. He looks, girl in a bikini, he smiles. What is he now? The dirty old man. He's no longer the benign gentleman who loves babies. That's the difference. That's what film can do for you.
I didn't have a name for it yet, but I understood the idea, though I maybe could have done without Hitchcock's particular, Hitchcockiness.
The dirty old man.
There's an interesting discussion to be had about where this idea intersects with multiple generations growing up with cinematic literacy. But that's not what we're here to talk about.
Dirty old man.
We're here to talk about sound design.
Dirty old Eggman. I want to say at this point that this is something I've been thinking about and haven't been able to find any writing on. I am in no way saying this is a thing I've, discovered or invented or whatever. It's just a way I think about sound design that I think is interesting and I think could be kind of fun to share with people.
Something of a small obsession of mine is trying to figure out the precise point at which a collection of sounds and voices becomes a scene in audio. At what point does, say, a couple of sounds and a voice, at what point does the brain start to mash all these things together, blend them together to make a scene, to make an image? And a realization I've had is that you can also apply the Kuleshov effect to sound design and audio storytelling. And I thought it would be a fun experiment to try and demonstrate this idea.
For this experiment, for those following along at home, we're going to need a voice actor. And for this experiment tonight, I've managed to secure Vincent Price.
Hello, I'm Vincent Price.
Voiced by Tobias Weatherburn.
Hello, I am Vincent Price.
So, I've asked Vincent, to record a single line. And then we're going to take that single line and use it to make as many micro audio stories as we can using just sound design. Take it away, Tobias.
Excuse me.
Thank you very much, Tobias. I'm sorry it's so short.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm obviously still charging you for the full day rate.
Yeah, okay, hang on.
Amber? No, please! I was in Space Marine.
Sorry, let me try that again. And then we're going to take that single line and voiced by Tobias Weatherburn.
Hello, I am Vincent Price.
I have no regrets about Hitchcock Eggman. So, I've asked Vincent, to record a single line, and then we're going to take that single line and use it to make as many micro audio stories as we can using just sound design. Take it away, Tobias.
Excuse me.
Thank you very much, Tobias. I'm sorry it's so short.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm obviously still charging you for the full day rate. Amber? No, please! I was in Space Marine.
Right, well, now that that's out of the way, let's get started. So, with the help of my Twitch viewers, I spent an evening coming up with as many different micro scenes using that. That feels a bit quick. So let's give that a bit more room to breathe. Let's get started. So, with the help of my Twitch viewers, let's get started. So, with the help of my Twitch viewers, I spent an evening coming up with as many different micro scenes using that one tiny clip as we could. We came up with 14 different mini scenes featuring Vincent Price. Some of them were really obvious.
Excuse me.
And some of them less so.
Excuse me.
My personal rule was that I wanted to try and keep it to as... Fix that, make that a bit tighter. My personal rule was that I wanted to try and keep it to as few sound effects as possible, so we tried to keep things around about 3 different sound effects, which produced some interesting results.
Excuse me.
I promise not all of them were as violent as these ones.
Excuse me.
Sound has always been good for violence. Sound design has a particular history with violence. Eli Roth famously said that when he watched horror films as a child, he would never cover his eyes, he would always cover his ears. Think about snapping carrots for breaking fingers or twisting frozen celery to break someone's neck. It's interesting when you put all these sounds together that we transform them into something visceral. But that can also be used for comedy, like this.
Excuse me.
This one was interesting because we realized that we could move where the line came, and that changed the context of the scene while still keeping the sound effects exactly the way they were.
Excuse me.
I've always found it really interesting that you can put these disparate sounds together and your brain draws a distinction, draws a story between all of them. It's the Kuleshov Effect, but in audio, right? The emotional information comes from the interaction between the sound effects and the voices, right?
Excuse me.
Even these sort of tiny scenes, your brain is forming images, it's pulling together information.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
And this is still just the same line. This is the same 2 words that we got Vincent Price to record. And we're getting so much mileage out of them. I think that's kind of cool.
Excuse me.
Of course, it's not just sound effects you can use. You can make even more scenes by applying effects to the voice line.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Even more so if you add music.
Excuse me.
What I'm trying to demonstrate is that sound design is a part of the story of an audio. Okay, hang on. A bit more time there. This is the thing I'm always being told in my freelance work, is I need to give things more room to breathe. And they're not wrong. What I'm trying to demonstrate is that sound design is a part of the story of an audio scene. It exists between the voices, not underneath them, and that a scene can entirely change depending on how you approach the sound design. It should be treated as a living part of any audio production. The Kuleshov Effect demonstrates that there is emotion and art in the craft of editing together images. It is my belief, one that I hope I've managed to communicate, that the same is true for editing together sounds and vocal tape. Thank you for listening. Here is my least favourite of the micro scenes that we made.
Excuse me.
If we have time, I think I missed the stream where you finished the tiny piece. Could you play it or share where to listen? Do you mean the New Year piece? So the New Year piece, it is on a podcast feed, but the problem is that it's because there's only a few episodes. It's not appearing in things. If you go to, let me bring this up for you. Okay. If you go to the website, tenkanaudio.co.uk, it's on the blog page. So these two here. So no, I don't want to subscribe to the newsletter, Amber. This is the 2024 piece that we made, and then this is the driving piece that we made last month. So yes, on the road. Yeah, it's basically anything. All the pieces are being posted on the blog at Tin Can Audio every month, yeah, they're all going up there, and they're being put in a podcast feed as well. But it's going to take a while for it to appear in podcatchers. But yeah, so it's on the website. The way he says bikini. Yeah, it's a bikini. For the foghorn one, I wonder if adding wind would help. Maybe, actually. Where's it gone?
Excuse me.
This one was... Yeah. Hang on. Lots of wind. Oh, did I have ripple editing on? No, I didn't. Thank goodness.
Excuse me.
Yeah, okay, let's move this over so the wind's a bit louder. A bit more insistent.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. My personal rule was that it's good. Delightful. Ah, fantastic. GG's, everybody. That's good. So I'll go through, give it another quick little polish, a little bit of tidy up, and then that'll be coming out next week, next Friday. It'll be up in the feed and on the blog. So delightful. Well done. Congratulations. It's a bit shorter than I thought it would be, but that's not a bad thing. So I think, I've posted this up in the Tin Can Audio Discord, but next month for March's tiny piece, I'm going to do a rerun of the piece I uploaded to YouTube about with the sampler talking about names, my different like going between 3 different names and how strange that is sometimes. Because I've realised that that's not available anywhere just as an audio piece. It's only available as a video. I thought it might be interesting to put it up as an audio piece, so it exists as an audio piece somewhere. So that's going to be up next month. So it means next month we kind of have a free a free pass to just kind of play around with stuff. It's on the one hand, it's kind of like it's because I kind of want that piece to be somewhere, but also the other side of it is that like I know next month's going to be really busy, and I know that when I'm really busy, jumping on stream and doing more audio work like this is harder, and I think that's something I didn't quite foresee when I came up with this idea. You can start making some slap bass horror folk. Well, this is the thing. I like the idea was like I kind of want to spend a bit more time making music again, and kind of playing around with ideas and stuff, and getting to grips with recording with piano, recording with bass, recording with the guitar, and recording basses again and things. So yeah, maybe that's what we can do. We can make some like folk horror music next month. That can be what we do with March. So yeah, I think that's what we'll kind of do with that. But anyway, right, that is tempe. All right, I'm gonna have to get the thing. I'm gonna have to get this ready, aren't I? Definitely not getting a bit ready. No. Absolutely not. Just absolutely not getting any bits ready or anything like that. I'm just gonna pop over to the chatting screen. So that's our show. That's another piece in the can. I'm still not. Oh, we don't want the bit tonight. All right, okay. Well, if you don't want the bit tonight, that's perfectly fine. Is it just Mondays or Wednesdays? Doesn't matter. So we'll be back on I lied. So we'll be back on Monday because Monday is ADDQ. It's the last Monday of the month. That means it's time to ADDQ. We'll have a special guest joining us to be revealed. We have a guest. We're going to be making audio drama quickly. We have been smashing through our best times. It has to come to an end someday. Cough. Right, I will. Come Monday, that will be a sound alert. I will have that as a sound alert for Monday for ADDQ, because I think that would be very funny. That can be the will Monday be the day? So this is the thing. We keep saying this. We keep saying, is this the day we do a slower time? But yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious how it goes. Also, I found my tarot deck. So I'll be able to do the draw this time rather than relying on Lou and Ollie and Tobias to do it. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. It's ADDQ. It's ADDQ. Like it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. We're gonna make some audio drama. It's gonna be a very silly time. We're gonna make it very quickly. It's gonna be very like from a sensory perspective, very overwhelming, but it's kind of in a good way. It's sort of like cathartic, I guess. Now this is podcasting. It is. Hi, Mecha Moira. Good to see you. So yes, we'll be back next week. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Yes, Mecha Moira, you arrived for the last second. There has been your absence has been missed by chat. You'll be pleased to hear. Yeah. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. I hope it goes well. I hope it is nice. I hope it is not too cold. I hope you get many work from home days. I'll catch the replay. I missed all the fun, but it's been recovering tonight. That is very, 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 very understandable. Yeah. We'll hopefully see you next week for ADDQ. And yeah, take care. See you soon. Good night. I can't believe we're manifesting this now. This is terrible. This is. Okay, it's not terrible. It's actually really funny. But I just think it's just very funny. It's just, right, no, we're not allowed to finish the stream. We need to do this one bit first. Oh, delightful.
You pay for your mistakes, one way or another.